അത് ക്രിസ് ഇപ്പൊ കാണാവോ? ശബ്ദം കേൾക്കാവോ? ഇപ്പൊ കേൾക്കാവോ? ഒന്നും കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ലല്ലേ? ഹലോ 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 can you hear me? Can you hear me? I am saying, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? I cannot understand the word whether it is coming or not, because it's you just I want to start only. Now everything is clear, isn't it? Okay, I will start. I will start. Sorry for the interruption. Sorry for the interruption. I am Dr. Joseph I. Thomas. I am currently a postdoctoral fellow, Department of Library Information Science, University of Kerala. The topic for today is information sources and overview. Creating, using, sharing, and accessing information is an integral part of research process. Credibility of information is as important as gathering information. Finding valid information for research activities has now become a Herculean task for an average information gatherer. In this scenario, proper understanding of the characteristics and examples of information sources helps save the time of the users. The overview of the below is an overview of the split up of the sources discussed in this split up of the sources in this presentation. My presentation consists of the presentation is included with 9 primary sources. I am going to discuss about 9 primary sources, 14 secondary sources, 6 tertiary sources, and 14 e-resources, comprising a total of 43 resources. Sources of information. It's mainly divided into two: documentary and non-documentary sources. Documentary sources is defined as those records relating to individuals or groups of individuals that have been generated in the course of their daily life. It's again divided into the following three categories: primary, secondary, and tertiary sources. The non-documentary sources may be either oral or written in formats. It's divided into two: formal sources and informal sources. This slide is a tree diagram illustrating the types of information sources. Types of information sources, as I said in the earlier slide, is of two types: documentary sources and non-documentary sources. Documentary sources divided into three: primary, secondary, and tertiary. And non-documentary sources is divided into two: formal sources and informal sources. Formal sources consist of audio, TV, research organization, etc. Informal sources consist of oral sources, telephonic talk, discussion, etc. Primary sources. Primary sources are first published records of original research and development activities. They are most current and up-to-date information sources. They constitute latest available information, and primary source consists of new knowledge or new interpretation of old knowledge. These sources contain unfiltered original ideas, discoveries, and inventions. Examples of primary sources: government documents, patents, standards, journal articles, autobiographies, diaries, memoirs, speeches, technical reports, web or internet, survey research, proceedings of meetings, conference, dissertations, and theses. Historical documents, films, photographs, video recordings, music, architecture, literature, newspaper articles, research reports, and trade literature are examples of primary sources. Why are the primary sources so important? Because they keep them up to date and current information for researchers. The amount of primary literature indicates the development of a subject. A subject changes to a discipline through the primary publications. Primary sources avoid duplication of research. Primary sources generate much information. What are the demerits of primary sources? Unorganized sources. Primary sources are basically unorganized and it's difficult to consult. Look, for example, to read a PhD thesis is a cumbersome process. Information is scattered in many sources. The information contained in primary sources is scattered in among many sources. It's not in an organized form. Information on minute topic is not available. It's only available. The primary sources definitely contains more information regarding upcoming topics or topics which require more attention than on minute topics. Primary sources are unordered presentation of information. It cannot be said that it's an ordered presentation of information, but it's an unordered one. The characteristics of primary sources are original sources of information. Primary sources are original sources of information, like it could be collected through surveys, interviews, field work, original articles, etc. Primary sources is present in original form without any interpretation, condensation, and evaluation. If it's an interpretation or condensation, then it is not said that it could be either secondary source or tertiary source. Secondary or tertiary source is evolved from primary sources. The primary sources contain first-hand information. For example, from a survey, etc. It could be considered as a primary source because nobody has studied yet, or the information that is contained in a primary source is not brought to the limelight by anybody else. This is why primary source is so important for research activities. What are the important characteristics of primary sources? Characteristics of important primary sources means I'll explain some of the primary source. I will indicate some of the primary sources and explain its characteristics. Not primary sources as general that I have mentioned just before. Now we will look into specific primary sources and what are the characteristics of these specific primary sources. Serial publications is considered as one of the primary sources. Let's see what are the characteristics of serial publications. Serial publications include periodicals, newspapers, magazines, journals, directories, etc. According to L.M. Harold, a publication with a distinctive title which appears at staked or regular intervals without prior decision as to when the last issue will appear. This is called serial publication according to L.M. Harold. A publication which is having a distinctive title. A serial publication will have a distinctive title which appears at a regular interval. For example, newspaper. Newspaper has a title and it comes daily. Magazines. It comes in a regular interval like quarterly, monthly, weekly, etc. Serials are either printed or non-printed publications issued in parts, usually bearing the serial number or issue date or both. Serials are print or non-print publications. There are both electronic serials as well as print serials. In all the serials, there will be an issue. There will be a volume number, an issue number, etc. So that to identify which each and every publication as a entity. Newspapers. Publication issued at newspapers are issued at a frequent interval, usually daily or weekly. It reports current events or topics of general interest. So it's a good source for local information. Newspapers appear in print and online form. It gives current information on international, national and local events. Examples of newspapers you all know, so I haven't mentioned them. Magazines. Magazines are derived from the word magazine, storehouse, meaning storehouse. Collection of articles. A magazine is a collection of articles and images on a variety of topics. For example, if you take Arogya magazine or Mangalam Weekly, etc., you can find that it's a collection of articles and images. Articles written by an eminent writer. Some article is written by some other person. It may be on a subject or on a general topic. It could contain either subject-based information only, or you can find mixed information also in magazines. The information contained in magazines is not taken as a genuine one, but many read magazines for leisure actually, not for scientific purposes. Magazine is used to find up-to-date information about current events. Magazines are popular among people so that they can get information about current events. It's written in a lucid form so that everybody could understand, and generally has very pleasing to ordinary readers. The articles in magazines are generally pleasing to ordinary readers. Basically, it contains general articles and not scientific discoveries as seen in the seen in scientific journals. Journals. It's a collection of articles written by scholars on a specific topic. Journals are not very different from magazines because all the articles in journals are highly scientific in nature, and it's not meant for a layman, whereas an article in a magazine is meant for a layman also. Most of the information published in journals are authentic and are considered to be factual, whereas in magazines we have to take a second opinion regarding the nature of information published in it. Journals are basically of three types. Non-commercial journals are those journals which published by learned societies, academic institutions, etc. Cambridge Journal, Oxford Journal, etc. The aim is to publish researcher articles. Non-commercial journals like Cambridge Journal, etc. is used for publishing research articles meant for academic community. Commercial journals are published by commercial vendors, and they have a worldwide circulation also. Commercial journals focuses on popular articles or popular figures. Actually, they will take interview from popular scene artists, writers, etc., and they will concentrate more on popular topics that will be of relevance to the society they are serving. House journals. House journals are journals produced by industrial organizations and business houses. House journals actually produce information that is concerning to the particular industry, particular organization, and this is for communicating ideas between the employees of the organization or business ventures. It's for the benefit of staff and for profits. It will publish the latest innovations that organization is making upon a product that's available. Journals are of two types: external house journals and internal house journals. External house journals are circulated among clients, and internal house journals are circulated amongst staff. External house journals, because house journals, we understand what is meant by house journals. House journals are actually created for improving the house journals are created for improving the outlook towards a particular organization, or to boast about their features or about their new products, etc. Research reports. Research reports are unpublished or semi-published literature. Reports related to research in progress is also published in research reports. They provide descriptive account of research work. Many organizations like NASA, IAEA, etc. published these type of semi-published literature. Research reports always contain information that is useful for researchers and developers actually, so that they can understand in what they can conduct a trend analysis also. Research reports provide detailed information about what they are doing and what is the methodology that they are following, or what will be the end result. They will speculate about the end result, and they will tell about what procedure they have followed. And research reports are actually will definitely contain facts and figures, and they will the research reports are actually contain scientific information that could be tested and proved, because they will say about the methodology that they have followed. Research reports will actually say of the trend of research, what's going on there, and in what way do they want their results, or what are they expecting from the what is the output that they are expecting, and in which way the research is going. It is that's the specialty of research reports. Trade literature. Trade literature contains a catalog and other advertising, promotional material, etc. distributed by firm, usually free of charge. Trade literature will contain information about the products, goods, etc. What are the prices? What are the services offered? What is the which are all their branches, and what are the specialties of all these branches, etc. The purpose of trade literature is to publish and promote the selling of products. Patents. Patents is another source which is actually used for protecting the inventor from unauthorized exploitation of his talents. Patents are exclusive right for the holder to produce or distribute and sell the item. Mass information about new discoveries, inventions, etc. are included in patents. Scientists and technologists use this to know about the quality of products. There are different databases that provide patents, and you can go and search into Google to find out the patent databases, etc. that's available free of cost. Standards. Standards are pamphlets set out by an authority as a rule for measure of quality, weight, and quality, covering definitions, methods, properties, etc. Pamphlet covers definition, property, measure of composition, process of production, etc. You have heard of ISO standards, BIS standards, then BSI standard, etc. BIS, British Bureau of Indian Standards, British Standard Institute. Bureau of Indian Standards is BIS, and British Standard Institute is BSI. These ensure the reliability for the consumers. So, if they say that BIS hallmarked jewelry, everybody will be convinced that this particular institution produces the sells jewelry that's of a higher standard, and they cannot and it cannot be a low quality one. It's assured by the government. Example of standards is size of paper A4 standard paper. 210 mm into 297 mm is the standard size of an A4 size paper. It's an example for saying what's meant by standard. Standard is an important source for designers, manufacturers, etc. Standards are dynamic and not static. Standards do get updated yearly, or on a period of time they do get updated. The navy blue color is in the Indian Ashoka Chakra, the standard of Ashoka Chakra, the size of Ashoka Chakra, the color of the flag, the length and width, breadth of the chakra, the tricolor, etc. are defined. Here is a set of standards. 1 inch is equal to 25 millimeters, and 1 foot 0.3 meter, etc. These are all standards. 1 kilometer 0.6 miles. Unpublished documents. 40% of the sources that are unpublished documents. 40% of the sources are unpublished. What is meant by unpublished documents? Diaries, laboratory notebooks, memoranda, letters, etc. contribute to unpublished documents, letters by Nehru, Gandhi, etc. Laboratory notebooks of Einstein, etc. The diaries are very famous in the case of writers. Writers' diaries are almost very are searched by many for research purpose, for reading, etc. Government documents are also published, categorized as unpublished documents. They are not published. They are used for their purposes only. For their purpose only. Portraits means that's it's an unpublished document. Actually, portrait is an unpublished document. It means it will have a picture that will be resembling something, etc. That will be actually not for publishment, but for the seeking revenue or for pleasure, etc. Portraits are created for pleasure, revenue seeking, etc. Not for publishment. Secondary sources. A secondary source interprets and analyzes a primary source. Now we can understand that in order to get an information from primary source, for example, in order to extract information from a thesis, it's very difficult. So secondary sources we depend upon secondary sources for interpretation and analysis of primary source. While primary source offers a first-hand information account, secondary sources are written after the fact. What's in a thesis? That's written in a secondary source, that's written in a book actually. Thesis will have long explanations about the process, conduct, etc. While a book will have only about half a page or 1 page about what's the gist of the invention. Secondary sources analyzes, interprets, explain and explain a primary source, event or individual. For example, we can say that secondary source it acts as a median between the reader and the primary source. Secondary source can be set as a median that's between the reader and primary source, because primary sources are not very digestible to common man. So secondary source acts as a middleman between the primary source and the secondary source, so that the information could be passed on to the user without much hassle. What are the characteristics of secondary sources? Secondary sources are collected and arranged in a systematic manner. They analyze, discuss and interpret primary data. They do not carry original information and it's easy to consult. It's widely available than primary sources, and it is a way to find primary sources. It acts as a key to unfold the myths that's written in primary sources. Types of secondary sources. The following are the types of secondary sources: indexing and abstracting periodicals, reviews, treatises, encyclopedias, dictionaries, handbooks, etc. Periodical, abstract, index, advanced, encyclopedia, dictionary, review, treaty, monograph, textbook, handbook, table, etc. What are the characteristics of important secondary sources? Here I am going to say about important secondary sources. The previous slide we said generally about secondary sources, and now we are going to specifically analyze the characteristics of some important secondary sources. Periodicals or serials, that's the most widely used secondary source. Those periodicals specialize in interpreting and providing opinion on developments reported in public sources, primary sources of information, and are called secondary periodicals. The secondary periodicals means secondary periodicals will give information that is based on an information provided in a primary periodical. the information provided in a primary periodical may not be written for a common man, but the secondary periodical will be written based on the common man in mind. It's of two types: indexing periodical and abstracting periodical. What is meant by an indexing periodical? In an indexing periodical, the items are selected with bibliographical details from primary sources and are arranged either in subject headings or under class numbers. For example, Index Medicus and Reader's Guide to Periodical Literature. It will have an index so that it will be easy for retrieving information. What is meant by an abstracting periodical? Abstracting periodical contain information which is in the form of abstracts. For example, Indian science abstract, biological abstract, physics abstract, etc. contains abstracts of information and not the article as such. It will contain the gist of the article. Index. An index is a systematic guide to the text of any writing material or to the contents of other collected documentary material, having a series of entries with headings arranged in alphabetical or other chosen order and with reference to show the location. For example, Index Medicus. Index Medicus is a famous example for index. Citation index, science citation index, arts and humanities citation index, social science citation index, etc. are there. Index of economic journals is also another index. Abstract. What is meant by an abstract? Abstract must be fully self-contained. It highlights key content areas of your research purpose, the relevance and importance of your work, and main outcomes. Abstract will contain the outcomes, the relevant idea, etc., so that you can understand what is written in the document rather than going through the document as a full. Abstracts are of different types, are of three types actually. Abstracts are of three types: descriptive abstract, informative abstract, and indicative abstract. Descriptive abstract indicates the type of information found in the work. An informative abstract presents the essential elements of a longer work. An indicative abstract is a short, simple, and objective work describing the theme of the article. Advances. These are review journals which analyze, evaluate, and interpret information in primary journals. Advances in educational psychology, advances in chemical physics, advances in librarianship, etc. are some of the examples of advances. Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia gives information on all branches of knowledge or on a specific subject. They are basically of two types. One, subject encyclopedia, and two, general encyclopedia. Subject encyclopedia gives information on a specific subject. For example, Encyclopedia of Library Information Science, Encyclopedia of Psychology, Encyclopedia of Statistics, etc. General encyclopedia covers information in the universe of knowledge. Encyclopedia Britannica, Encyclopedia Americana, etc. are examples of general encyclopedia. Sarvavijnana Kosam. Dictionary. Dictionary deals with the words of a language or of a special subject, author, etc. Thus, a dictionary is a word book. Which are the types of dictionary? Monolingual, bilingual, multilingual, linguistic dictionary, encyclopedic dictionary, general dictionary, special dictionary, etc. These are all different types of dictionary. Monolingual will contain only information in one language. Bilingual will contain information in two languages. Multilingual will contain information in many languages. Malayalam dictionary, Malayalam Nigandu is a monolingual dictionary. Bilingual English Malayalam Nigandu is a bilingual dictionary. Multilingual. English, Malayalam, Hindi dictionary is a multilingual dictionary. For a subject dictionary, Dictionary of Library Information Science is a subject dictionary. Review. Review is a survey of primary literature. It aims to digest and correlate the literature over a given period. It may appear as a collection of papers on a regular basis or on the form of an article in a periodical. Arist is an example of review. Annual Review of Medicine is another example of review. Treatise. A treatise is a comprehensive compilation or summary of information on a subject. A treatise on a subject provides enough information to a person to acquire basic knowledge so essential for carrying out a research. It provides facts along with discussion. A treatise of System of the World by Isaac Newton, publication 1728. Monograph. Monograph is a short treatise on a specific subject. A monograph and a treatise serve the same purpose. The scope of monograph is limited. In the case of treatise, the scope is wide. The compilation of knowledge on a specific subject. Whereas in monograph, it's it provides only a portion of information. What's meant by textbook? Textbook. The primary aim of a textbook is to develop proper understanding about a subject. Often textbooks are attractive and colorful with ample illustrations and figures. Another Narayanan Panikar's textbook of microbiology is an example. There are several textbooks. I have just mentioned one. I think everybody knows about textbooks. Handbook. A handbook is a compilation of miscellaneous information in a compact and handy form. It contains data, procedures, principles, etc. Tables, graphs, diagrams, illustrations are provided in handbook. A handbook of nature study by Anna Botsford. It's a handbook. Table. A table is a data structure that organizes information into rows and columns. It could be used both to store and display data. Example, very famous example, logarithm table. What is meant by tertiary sources? Tertiary sources contain information distilled from primary and secondary sources. Primary and secondary sources are sources which are oft used, and to use primary and secondary sources it's often cumbersome. So tertiary sources were evolved, were created. For example, bibliography of bibliographies, directories, guide to literature, etc. What are the characteristics of tertiary sources? Tertiary sources refer or list primary and secondary sources in a specific subject area. They index, organize and compile citations to secondary sources. They are materials in which the information from secondary sources have been digested, reformatted and condensed to produce it to a convenient, easy to read format. What are the characteristics of some important tertiary sources? Directories. Directory is an example of tertiary source, and we will look what is meant by a directory. A directory is a list of persons or organizations systematically arranged, usually in alphabetic or classes order, giving addresses, affiliation, etc. for individuals and addresses, officers, functions and similar data for organizations. There are general and specific directories. KLBF exhibitors directory is an example of directories. There are many other directories. Just I mentioned telephone directory is an example. Guides to literature. Guides to literature assist a user to use literature of a specific subject. It helps to evaluate and introduce literature. The emphasis in guides to literature is on literature rather than the content of a subject. Guide to reference sources. There are many other guides. Just I want to mention a guide. Almanac. Almanac is an annually publication containing a calendar frequently accompanied by astronomical data and other information, or an annual yearbook of statistics and other information, sometimes in a particular field. Canadian Almanac and Directory is an example. Yearbooks. All must be familiar about yearbooks. According to ALA Glossary, a yearbook is an annual volume of current information in a descriptive or statistical form, sometimes limited to a specific field. It provides a comprehensive account of the subject in compact form. It's an annual compendium of current information. Malayalam Manorama yearbook. Any other yearbook could be said. Madhurumi yearbook is another yearbook. Union catalog. Union catalog is a catalog listing in one sequence the holding of one or more libraries. NUXI is an example. It's a combined catalog describing the collection of a variety of libraries. Union catalog will have information about the collection from a huge set of libraries. It may be local, regional, national, etc. NUXI, National Union Catalog for Scientific Serials in India. INDICAT is another union catalog. Online Union Catalog of Indian Universities. Union Catalog maintained by Department of Culture is another union catalog. Bibliography of bibliographies. It's also a terrestrial source. Bibliography of bibliographies is a list of bibliographies which is helpful in listing bibliographies by a subject, individual, places, etc. Shakespeare's bibliography. Bibliography in biology, etc. And if we compile all such bibliography, it will also become another bibliography. There are different types of bibliographies, different types of bibliography of bibliographies. Current bibliography of bibliography, retrospective bibliography of bibliography, guides to reference books, etc. What is meant by formal and informal sources? Differentiate formal and informal sources. Formal sources include research organizations, learned professional societies, government departments, academic institutions, etc. The information from these sources will be formal in nature because the information from these sources are accountable and it could be taken for research purposes, etc. It's authentic. Information sources, informal sources include discussion with experts, professional meeting, conference, etc. Informal sources are if someone talks with guide and if someone talks with another knowledgeable person. It's not a formal information source, but it's an informal information source, but the information will be genuine. Geographical information sources. It includes maps, atlases, globes, gazetteer, travel guides, etc. Maps, atlases, globes contain general or topographic information. It can also contain local or special or thematic information. Gazetteer is of the following types: international, world gazetteer, national gazetteer, regional gazetteer, local gazetteer, etc. Travel guides is of it's of two types: individual and series. Let's talk about e-resources. First, I want to I just skipped the introduction to e-resources because I know that many all are aware and all know about e-resources, and I thought that it's unnecessary to talk much about e-resources. So I am straightly coming into the topic: e-resources and the different types of e-resources. Okay, basic primary one of the most common e-resource is databases. Electronic database consists of organized pieces of information placed into records. E-databases includes products such as periodicals, abstracts, directories, encyclopedia, dictionary, etc. E-database provides search facility to users by subject, title, type, etc. Some examples of databases are Science Direct, Emerald, JSTOR, etc. There are plenty of databases. I just took only a handful. E-journals. E-journals is another type of e-resource. E-journals or electronic journals are journals that are available in the electronic format and can be accessed using computer and communication technology. It could either be free or paid service. The following portals offers free access to e-journals. DOAJ, it is the largest open access, DOAJ. Open access journals, Springer Open, Academic, Oxford University Press, Oxford University Press, that is OUP. MDPI, DGrindr, etc. are providers of e-journals. E-books. E-book is an electronic version of a book that can be read by using a personal computer or by using e-book reader. User can purchase an e-book on a diskette or CD. Intellectual Property by Stephen McJohn. That I found an e-book in my collection actually. It's an e-book on intellectual property. You can find plenty of e-books in the following portals actually: DOAB, Intex, Springer, OAPN, DGrindr, etc. If anybody is interested in knowing about that information sources, you can mail me or contact me through WhatsApp. E-newspaper. Electronic newspaper is a self-contained, reusable and refreshable version of a traditional newspaper that acquires and holds information electronically. What's the use of an electronic newspaper is that there is no wastage. There is no wastage in the sense of printing cost, traveling expense, transportation expense, etc. It's actually it could be distributed to wide variety of readers across the globe within a millisecond. That's the power of e-newspaper. The Hindu e-newspaper, New Indian Express, Hindustan Times, etc. are examples of e-newspapers. There are so many examples. There are search engines also for retrieving e-newspapers. You can look into it. What is meant by electronic images? Due to the advent of e-imaging facility, the image databases are usually specified in subjects such as history, geography, medical sciences, etc. The libraries provide in-house digital image collections and also provide access to selected external databases to their cliently. So, electronic images can either be in a database of their own or in a public database or in some other consortia, etc. This is easier to distribute among the users, and it could it is also possible for reworking electronic. It is also easy for reworking e-images for making it more beautiful, etc. E-images is most comfortable than traditional images. E-musics and sounds. Today in the era of ICT, e-music is not a new term or unfamiliar term for anybody. Rahman, Abba, etc. are available in various sources. YouTube audio library is a source. LibriVox is a source. Freesound, etc. You can find it plenty in Google. Google Music is there. Data or GIS. GIS is Geographical Information System. Geographical Information System is a system used for capturing, storing, manipulating, analyzing all types of geographical data. Antarctic data, digital database, China historical GIS, Earthworks FAO, GIS Gateway, etc. are examples of GIS. Academic Commons. The intellectual output of a particular organization is must also be considered. The online access to university data, dissertation, working papers, proceedings, etc. is facilitated to the academic community. Academic Commons actually is a storehouse of the academic products or academic output of a particular institution, so that it could be accessed by the either by the public or by the members of an academy. Each member can access the a particular information, and it's easy to share information throughout a network. In the information in academic commons, it is easy to share. So in the coming days, academic commons will become more common. Consortia is the idea of consortia means there will be some resource, and the resources in a consortia will be utilized by a large amount of people with small cost. The basic idea behind the consortia is that is resource sharing. In a consortia, the university or the subscribers need not subscribe to a specific resource as such. If you are part of a consortia, you can access all the contents, and that too at a meager amount compared with the subscription charge. So compared with the subscription charge of each and every resource, you have to pay only a meager amount to all the items in a consortia. The following are the examples of consortia: OE Consortium, Open Education Consortium; OCC Data, Open Common Consortium; Open Commons Consortia by Mobius, etc. Brain Commons. Brain Commons is a consortia for related to neurodegenerative diseases, medical health, rare diseases, etc. The thing is that all the resources that are shared is in open access. E-resources. E-resources comprise of the following types of resources: dictionaries, translator, encyclopedia, directory or glossary, virtual newspaper, etc. These are all types of traditional reference sources, but it's also available in electronic format. So it's termed as e-reference. Electronic dictionary is there. Electronic translator, Google Translate is there. Online encyclopedia, Wikipedia is an example of electronic encyclopedia, e-reference. Directories are there for podcast directory by Google is there. Glossary of literary terms by M.H. Abrams. It's also available as a PDF. Virtual newspapers. Virtual newspapers are electronic newspapers that's available. Subject guides. Subject guides are subject-focused guides on print or electronic resources. These types of electronic resources helps in day-to-day faculty needs and cater to wider variety of user demands in academic setup. Canterbury subject LibGuide. LibGuides are available in plenty. It's a nice example of subject guides actually. Subject guides must be used by all. I have seen only foreign universities using subject guides. Not many Indian universities are using LibGuides as such. I strongly recommend the use of subject guides or LibGuides because it is the era of information e-resources actually. So we must walk with the time. We must abide with the time actually. Web search tools. The following are the web search tools: Google Book Search, Google Maps, Google Scholar, YouTube, Flickr, etc. Are some of the web search tools. It's available in plenty. To mention some of the web search tools, I have just cited a few examples. Subject or information gateway. Information gateway are free information sources that are useful for searching information on a specific subject. That's called subject gateway. Subject gateway is maintained only for getting information on a specific subject. Subject gateway in chemistry means that subject gateway will will provide information on chemistry alone. GoGeo is a subject gateway for geological spatial data. LawLinks is a subject gateway for law. Chemdex is another subject gateway for chemistry. I Love Languages is a popular subject gateway for learning languages. Multi-subject gateway. Multi-subject gateway. What is meant by multi-subject gateway? In a multi-subject gateway, it will have multiple subjects. It will provide information on multiple subjects. BUBL, Intuit, etc. are examples of multi-subject gateways. In this presentation, I have listed a few types of information sources, and you can find more in internet actually. These are used for finding appropriate content or appropriate data. Thank you. Yeah, anybody have any questions actually? If somebody has any questions, so I am closing my sessions actually. Closing my session right now. Thank you all for listening, for your patient listening. Thank you very much.